Hi, today I want to show you how I'm going to remove a peeling paint from aluminum windows and remove oxidation of aluminum that is accumulating on those windows. They are about 7 years old. I bought them from Home Depot, and as you can see right here, I'm starting to see oxidations right here on this side, and also on the bottom part I've already scraped it. As you can see, there is a little oxidation going on, and right here, because of the bad design of the windows. And now why? Because on right here you can see two screws that are of course not aluminum, so when those two screws touch the bottom seal, there is a oxidation going on, and I need to remove it to prevent from more oxidation to damaging my windows. The whole process should be fairly easy. All I need to do is scrape those oxidations, and on this part I'm going to clean it, remove the metal part, and clean it behind also, and paint it, prime it actually first and then paint it. And there is a very good product that I have for marine uses called Tef Gel, which prevents oxidation of any materials, and I'm gonna apply it in between this plate and aluminum window. This is the spring globe that moves the window up and down, and there's a stopper which I need to remove in order for me to remove this one. Otherwise you can just do everything right on the window if you don't want to remove it. So after removing the cover on the top, this is the screw that holds that mechanism that holds the window. So all I have to do is just remove the screw to remove the entire mechanism, and then I'm gonna slide the window out of the frame. So to remove the side spiral springs on the side, I'm going to remove both screws holding that bracket on the bottom of the window first. Now I'm gonna pull that bracket down, and I'm gonna count how many times I untwist it. So 1, 2. Now I can remove that bracket, and I'm gonna get it ready for painting, because there was also rust right on this part, in between this part and this part. There are stoppers on both sides, on the top and on the bottom. Once I remove it, then I will be able to slide the window out of the frame. Then I need to remove the screw to remove this entire spring on the side. This will give me the space to slide the window in the truck and then remove it out of the frame. So to remove the windows, all I have to do is just slide them open and push them all the way to the right and tilt, and window is removed. Easy as that. I have already prepared this area. I sanded it down, removed the corrosion, and spray paint with the primer both areas, and this is gonna be ready for painting. And now I'm just gonna take the whole window to my garage and finish the areas where I see corrosion, remove it, prime it, and paint it. So I got this area scraped, cleaned, and primed. And basically what's going on is this metal piece goes like this, and this is probably not aluminum, I don't know what it is, but I would think probably stainless steel. When this material touches aluminum, sooner or later there's gonna be galvanic corrosion going on. So I've painted it, and I'm going to paint it with the regular paint, and also I'm gonna put my corrosion preventer called Tef Gel in between those two surfaces, so there's no corrosion going on. And another thing, and another place where I'm gonna put it is around the threads on the screws, because those are also stainless steel. So even stainless steel on aluminum, sooner or later is gonna start corroding. And as you can see, I have more galvanic corrosion on this aluminum part. This is facing outside, so this has to be cleaned, primed, and painted also. So my window is primed, and I'm using this aluminum primer. And also one trick I learned a long time ago, I take the nozzle, drop it in paint thinner for a while, and then I'm gonna blow the air through that to make sure that the nozzle is not gonna get clogged and I can still use the can. Now I take the nozzle and I blow the air through it. Primer will have to dry for at least half an hour, but I'm gonna give it a whole day before I'm going to go and paint it over with the metal paint. In my under window, I've just removed this plate, and as you can see, I have a little of corrosion. On the other side, it's so bad that this screw got stuck, so I ruined the top of the screw, and I had to use big pliers to remove it. And you can see how much powder which galvanizing corrosion is accumulating with this. So this really has to be fixed, painted, scraped, and cleaned so this window can last for next 10 or 20 years. Finally I got it, but look how much white powder, which is corrosion, got off that hole. So I need to clean it and get a new stainless steel screw. The easiest way to clean this is to use a metal brush. I use it to brush on my drill, and look how much loose paint is coming off. It's all corrosion. The rest of it I'll clean it with sandpaper. Spring is rusted, so this has to be cleaned also. It's day number 2. The paint is already cured. It's been 24 hours. So next step is to remove the windows and get them ready for painting. To paint my windows, I chose to use regular paint in a can instead of the spray because I have much more work to do on my patio. So this will be more cost efficient. Plus I found out from the last project that when I use the spray paint, then I had to use a couple of layers. With applying with the brush, I'm gonna be able to get a little bit more thicker coat, which hopefully is gonna last longer on aluminum. And I have to paint the end of those spring glows on the side, and wherever I have a white area covered with the primer. Now I'm painting those areas that I primed before. I'm using a brush, and I want to make sure that this area is not going to be corroding anymore. So hopefully this is going to last for many years. Alright, so I've painted all the rusted spots and those that were primed, so my windows are ready. Now what I'm gonna just do is wait about 3 hours before the paint is going to be dry to the touch, and I'm gonna put it back in window frames until tomorrow, and then after 24 hours, which is gonna be tomorrow night, I'm gonna put all the hardware back on and install it permanently, those windows back. Now I want to put everything back together, so first thing I need to remove the window, slide it to the right, pull it out. Okay. Now before I put the window back in, I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna apply Tef gel on the bottom of the window in those places where there was a corrosion. So my Tef gel comes with a little brush. It's just gonna be easier if I do it now than when the window is already in a frame. And then I'm just going to spread it with the brush. This should prevent corrosion from happening again. It's good to have a helper. So I already have my left spring installed. Now I'm ready to insert the window. To do it, you need to have only one spring installed, otherwise you're not gonna be able to insert the window. So the right spring is not in the frame. So first I'm gonna push that in to put the window inside. I'm going to support it. Then I'm gonna be able, okay, so the window is in a frame. Now I'm going to support it from the bottom. The next step is to put the stoppers in and slide and install the right spring either from the bottom or from the top. So both stoppers on the side are installed so the window cannot shift. Okay, now I'm gonna drop the window and slide the truck from the top. Now the final stage is to get the springs loaded. Before I do that, I'm gonna put a Tef gel on the ends of those springs, applied so there is no rust accumulating again. So nice and generous layer of Tef gel. I need to load the springs, and this will go like that. Okay. All right, so about 10 times. So 1, 2, 9, and 10. Secure it in place. Align it perfect, and secure it. Also, what I'm gonna do on the next screw, I'm going to put the Tef gel on the threads to prevent this from getting stuck in the future. So my window is installed. All brackets are installed and in place. In between the brackets and the window I have a Tef gel applied. And I also did one more thing on the head of those screws. I put a little bit of caulking to create some kind of a bumper, so the heads of those screws would never touch the bottom of my window. This will additionally prevent any corrosion from happening because those two surfaces are never gonna be touching together. And this is the end of my project. It took me a couple of days to finish everything. So if you have the situation where your aluminum windows start to corrode, now you know what to do. You have to scrape and remove old peeling paint, prime it, paint it, put it back together. And if you have Tef gel, you can apply it also on surfaces to prevent additional corrosion. So I hope I was able to help you with your project. If you have any questions, send me an email. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.